All right, what's up, family? Got a good one for y'all today. I'm gonna title this one, something that we all been through throughout our entire life and will continue to go through. And you heard it from your parents, your grandparents, and all kind of people like that, where they said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That applies to things that you deal with within your family, at your work, sports, music, entertainment, education, all kind of things. You've heard that term so many times, which it means if things is satisfactorily working, leave it alone. Because when you try to add to it, you're going to wind up making it worse, and then you're going to regret it. Watch this. Like I said, it's a number of things. I'm going to just go off the top of my head. Let's say, how about I give you a most common one? Everybody know this one. Let's say you like soda, right? What's one of the biggest sodas in the world? Coca-Cola, right? Remember when Coke, as much as people, especially people that love Coke, they'll definitely tell you this one. Remember when Coke came out with that new Coke or the Coke Zero, but especially they came out with one called the new Coke. Any person that loves the Coke soda, when that new Coke came out, most people got that new Coke because they were so thrilled. Ooh, I want to try the new Coke. They got a new Coke because I love Coke, so I'm trying the new Coke. They got that new Coke and they was like, what the heck is this? See? And the first thing came to their mind was, title of the video, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Most of them people, like my wife, she loves her some Coca-Cola, right? First thing they thought, they said, man, why would they mess with a perfectly good thing and now they want to add stuff to it and just mess it up? Man, it was so much complaining about that new Coke that they immediately went back to the classic Coke and people was happy. Y'all remember that, right? I could keep it going. Think about entertainment. There's a lot of people in the entertainment world where, how many times it might be a real popular group that's doing well, and then somehow they get one of the singers and they go, hey, you could go solo. You could do this all by yourself. You don't need the group. And before you knew it, a perfectly good group, singing group, gets broken up and one of them goes solo. I'll give you one of the most biggest iconic ones, the Jackson 5. That's an iconic forever, right? But I don't know, was it Diana Ross or whoever got to Michael and said, hey, you could do solo act. Now, don't get me wrong. He's an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of the rare cases where he went solo and became bigger than life itself. You know what I'm saying? He's like immortalized. So that's one of the rare cases. But the Jackson 5 didn't do too well once they left. Could have left it alone. But who knows if we'd have never got a Michael Jackson solo project if he did. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Harold and the Blue Notes. When Teddy Pendergrass left. Yeah, Harold and the Blue Notes wasn't as big as New Edition. Hey, Bobby Brown. Hey, you could do good all by yourself. You don't need the group. Bobby Brown left the group, and what happened? New Edition fell off for a little while until they came out with BVD, right? Bobby Brown had that big banging album, but after that, he kind of fell off himself. And now here it is years later, they want to get the group back together. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I could go on and on with groups like that. How about movies? How many times y'all seen a certain movie, right? A movie is excellent, iconic, great. They got the nerve to redo it over. You be like, man, why did they redo that movie? They should have left it alone. I'm going to just give you one of many, because y'all can name a whole bunch more. Put it in the comments. The movie Color Purple. Now, first of all, I tolerate that nonsense because I'm tired of these slave movies and all this nonsense. But anyway, y'all remember the original Color Purple. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty decent, pretty good, right? Why Oprah Goofy Butt want to redo it and make it a play or whatever she did, man, I didn't dare watch it, nor will I ever watch that nonsense. Just leave the original was good, leave it alone. Like the title of the video here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why you keep trying to redo it over and over and you're gonna mess it up? Watch this, I'm gonna keep going. How about our kids? Ooh, I'm gonna strike a nerve with this one because I remember this happened to us and this made me so mad. How about our kids in school? Remember when they came? Now our kids in school are doing well. They doing well already. You taught them at home before they went to school. They doing well. They go to school. They supposed to be doing better, right? But then they want to come up with this so-called new math. Y'all seen it? It's stuff like this right here. How many times y'all seen this so-called new math? And you looking at how they do it and how long it takes to do it. And you going, are you out your doggone mind. That is ridiculous. And then the kids tell me, well, this is what they said in school. We got to do the new math. And the new math, you're supposed to do this over to this side and then bring it down to the left side and then bring it over here and then make a square box. And then you got to split that and then bring it up to the top and then check these off. And then what? You like, as a parent, you like, what? Man, I remember when my daughter first brought that home to me, I was like this. I was like, the new math. Let me see. Try it. Because my whole thing with my kids was, I want them to show me. Explain it to me like I'm a student. That way, if they could explain it to me in clear detail, then I get it, that means they got it. Because if they could teach it to me, which I'm good at math, so I don't need them to teach, but I want you to show me this new math. When my daughter was showing me that crap, I was like, what? Hold on a second. Show me that again. So, because I said to her like this, here is that same problem right here. Boom. Look, carry the one, boom, 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 boom. There's your answer. Done. This new math they got y'all doing, you're going to be there all day with this unnecessary nonsense. So when she showed, I said, show me that junk. Show me that again. Show me that again. When she's showing me that, you know what I did? Like I said, I told her, show me that so-called new math again. When she was showing me writing all this stuff down here and this and that, that and that, I was like, what? I said, give me that paper. I'm going to show you about that new math. Know what I went just like this. I said, know what I think about that new math? Get that crap out of here. Like, with this nonsense, with this new math. This new math, y'all going to drive these kids crazy with that nonsense. Get that crap out of here. So like I said, a lot of parents, y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of parents, they know this so-called new math will have a lot of these kids going crazy. That's why I don't blame some parents where they tell their kids, they go, look, as far as that new math, you kick that junk in the daggone garbage. You know what? You're going to learn the math that I taught you. The math that we all know. Math that you can get on in life. That junk going to drive you damn crazy. Look, when you go to school, this how you do the problems. And it get the same answer and they get it quick. Now, if that teacher got anything to say about what I taught you, you told her that I said, I don't give a she could kiss my damn about what the heck she talking about. And see, that's where the kid get happy. Be like, so, mommy, you want me to tell the teacher just the way you said it that she could kiss? Listen, boy, don't be smart. Now, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But yo, like I said, we could go on and on. When some things isn't broken, if it ain't broke, leave it alone. Like I said, we could go with sports. I'll start you off. It's so many I can name. But I'm going to just start you off with a real simple, iconic one. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Remember the legacy they had? They was like, who going to stop Shaq back in his prime? And then down in the paint. And then you got Kobe on the outside and then there are other players. But them two alone, who going to stop them two? But see, sometimes people let their personal life and their pride hinder their success. Matter of fact, that's what encouraged me to do this video here. Dude, this was a request by Octane. So, yo, shout out to you, Octane. So anyway, yo, remember how good they was together? But what happened? Like I said, people let their personal life and preferences hinder their success. What happened? Kobe Bryant decided to go sodomize some skanky, you know what I'm talking about? Because remember, when they tested the DNA on what she had inside her, it was about 3-4 different men. So that got him off the hook. But still, he was busted for cheating on his wife. This is what broke them up. But when Kobe got busted, you know what Kobe did? Instead of being a man and just, you made your bed, you got to sleep in it. Take the medicine. Instead of doing that, what he did, he started ratting out other people. Yo, but Shaq cheated on his wife too. Shaq be messing with all kind of women. And Shaq was like, what? Yo, you mother, you know what I'm saying? Shaq was like, you son of SOB. Yo, you got caught, now you rat me out? See, that kind of remind me of, like, I remember this comedian said a long time ago. He said, yo, see, you got certain cats, you got to be careful who you do business with, rather legal or illegal. Because jokers will get caught up in their nonsense and they'll mess it up for all of y'all. He said, for example, he said, me and a dude, you know, it could be a dude, y'all rob a bank. A bunch of y'all, like 5 of y'all rob a bank, right? He said, now we running, getting away, right? And they catch that guy. Because they caught that guy, and they got him locked up, and they walking him to the car, and next you know, he's saying stuff like this. All right, y'all, come out of y'all hiding spot. They got us. They got us, y'all. They got all of us. No. They got you. And the ones that ain't there, they like, yeah, I know where he lived on 532 Magnolia Street and such and such. And when they show up, they go, yeah, man, they caught us. No, what do you mean they caught us? They caught you. Now you ratting everybody out. You get what I'm saying? But it goes further than that. Let's take someone like Dame Dash and JayZ, right? I've never been a JayZ fan. I always knew he was not real. He plagiarized everybody else's rap songs. You gotta believe me. Google JayZ rap lyrics. You could probably type in something so simple as JayZ plagiarized rap songs. And I guarantee you, a whole list will come up. He copied word from word off of other rappers where you'd be like, dude, that's not even your line. That's Nas' line. That's Biggie line. That's Tupac line. You ain't got no originality. So you plagiarize everything. But let's get back to the point. Dame Dash and JayZ. Remember the title of the video. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I almost forgot. Let's give you a word of the day. And it made me think of it when I think of Dame Dash. Pompous. Now you look up the word pompous, it means affected, irritating, solemn, someone that feels self-important, you know, a pumped up person, you know, real arrogant. There we go, arrogant. That's what pompous means. Now think about it. You say to yourself, Dame Dash and JayZ, they had their own record label. They had their own clothing design. They had movie deals. It seemed like they had everything going. So you go, well, what happened? Okay, I'll just touch on some of it. You know what happened? JayZ decided to say, I want to venture off and do my own thing. Yo, this was cool, and I think it still could be cool, but I want to do some of my own things, and I want to be the president of Def Jam. They giving me that offer, but Dame Dash was like, nah, man, you ain't doing that. You gotta stay with this. He made it impossible for JayZ to the point JayZ just said, oh, I'm out. Yo, whatever, you could keep all that, I'm out. Because he had better ventures. Listen, when you got a good boss will always, there's very few of them, but a good boss will always encourage you to be bigger and better than what we just got here. And if you can make this bigger and better, that'd be great too. But if you're gonna be bigger and better, man, I wish you the best. Only pompous people like Dame Dash. And the reason I say pompous like Dame Dash, because there was a time I used to listen to Dame Dash, and I thought, man, this dude, he really business savvy. Yo, he really know his stuff. But the more you listen to him, you realize just how much more pompous nonsense, arrogant stuff come out of his mouth. Like he act like he's the reason the grass grow. He act like I'm the greatest thing since the wheel. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Nobody know how to do like yo, enough is enough, man. Okay, if all that is great, when JayZ left, why your company went down afterwards? You see? Like I said, we could go on and on with so many different scenarios. And like I said, back to JayZ, like I said, I've never been a JayZ fan because I always knew he was a phony and a fake. Matter of fact, y'all all seen that video, right? Remember, I put it right here. Remember that video when he was at the basketball game and he kept trying to get Denzel attention and Denzel was brushing him off like, yo, get off me, man, don't touch me. Matter of fact, I could almost fill in the words for you. Now, I don't know what was actually being said on that court, but something Denzel knew that was dirty about this Joker. It was almost like Denzel was like, yo, man, don't touch me. Yo, get away from me. Hey, how you doing? Hey, man, get off me. Look, get away from me. I want nothing to do with you. Why? Why? See, it's something Denzel actually knew. Yeah, you wanted to be part of that Hollywood crap, and we know when you get a part of that Hollywood crap, they want you to do inconceivable, disgusting, ridiculous things that'll just blow your mind, just to be a part of their whole regime, to be a part of that, what they call it, that Illuminati, whatever, or whatever, the Hollywood crap. Gotta go in the back room, boy. Gotta go in the back room. See, look at how Denzel was acting that whole time on that court. You was like, yo, damn. He want nothing to do with JayZ. Like, don't touch me, don't get near me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Get away from me. Like I said, I could keep going. I'm gonna go back to sports. Because I remember after high school, when I started really getting into basketball, I remember my favorite team back then, I'm gonna say this was about what, 96, about 95, 96? The Portland Trailblazers. The Portland Trailblazers, that was my squad. I was a big Rasheed Wallace fan. Yo, but you know, this how it go in NBA. They always got a starting five. And then, you know, you got your 6-man, your 7-man off the bench and all that. But the reason I was big on Portland Trailblazers, this got to do with, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The reason I was so big on them, first of all, I was a big Rasheed Wallace fan. That joker got the outside jumper. He got the dribble to be that damn tall. He got the inside game. That joker got the all around. He got the passing game. Man, Rasheed Wallace, I was a big Rasheed Wallace fan. But anyway, back then, unlike most teams, they got a starting five. If you go back, Portland Trailblazers, they had a starting 10 squad. Think about it. I don't even know if I can remember all the names. They had, like I said, they had Rasheed Wallace. They had Steve Smith, Stoudemire. Remember, he used to bring it up. They had, Sabonis? Sabonis. You had Sabonis. They had Greg Anthony's. They had Jermaine O'Neal. They had Stacey Augmon. They had Grant. They had, what's that dude, Wells? Man, they had, I can't even name them all, but I just named well over 5 right there. That's awesome players. They had a starting 10, and they would make the playoffs, but, you know, they got knocked off every now and then, but they was a major threat. They was a major threat every year, and every team knew it. All they had to do was work that chemistry, don't break it up, and I guarantee they would have been the Golden State Warriors before Golden State Warriors even, they would have been dominating. But what happened? Like it always happened. Eventually, they got to each and every player and said, man, you gooder than everybody else on the team. You need to go to that team. You need to go here. We can get you more money. You go here. Man, y'all would have got the ring if y'all never broke up the chemistry. If they would have never, I'm telling you, go back, pull up that starting 10, I'm telling you. They had like a starting 10 squad, and they all was a major threat. But hey, I'm going to finish on a positive note like I love to. Y'all heard that statement when y'all was kids. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, no, I got to say this one. How about family members? You might have, one of your family members could cook this dish or that dish. It's something that they could cook really good, right? And you know it. Every time you go over their house, you be like, man, my auntie know how to throw down in the kitchen. She make this such and such, or her cakes, her pies, or this whatever dish she make. You be like, man, it's a bomb. She calls you up and say, hey, I just want to let you know I made your favorite. I want you to come over and get some. You can't wait. You can't wait. Matter of fact, any other person invited you to get something to eat, or you stop my restaurant, you be like, I gotta hold it empty because when I get over my aunt's house, I'm gonna eat this food, boy. My aunt be throwing down. But on this day, you go over auntie house, and when you eat whatever it is she told you she made, you like this, boy. I can't wait. Your imagination is running. Your taste buds, your mouth is watery and everything. You like, I can't wait to eat it. And you be like, hey. Yo, auntie, it's different. What do you do? Oh my God, got something to drink. What is it? She be like, nah, what? And you like, but auntie, yo, this ain't how you normally do it. What's going on? And then she say, oh, I wanted to try something different. So I put raisins in them. Or I added a little different ingredient to it. And you like, what? No. The way you always did it was good. Just leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Damn. Next you know, your auntie mad at you because she like, look, you ain't got to go all there with it. Don't be coming here talking junk about my food. You like, yeah, but auntie, it was good the way you had it. Go ahead.
Can you imagine? Like you had told me stories about certain jobs having the best boss.
Mm-hmm.
Then he actually make it great for the workers.
Excellent.
They love coming to work and all that. But all suddenly one day, after many years passing by, all suddenly they change from this great management and they get a new management.
New management come in and change everything up. And when new management do that, it changed the whole chemistry of the job. And everybody at the job is like, yo, man, it was sweet when the other management here, man, he used to let us come in early. We could come in early so we could leave early. Almost nobody was using their sick days. Almost nobody was using FMLA. You know, everybody loved the job. When you came in, it was like, good morning, and how could I help you? What could we?
Well, you went through that experience, right?
Yeah, but then new management come and cut all of that out. And now that all of it come out, all the workers just feel like, man, this guy came and changed everything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. He came and called himself changing everything, and guess what? He made it now what you would call a hostile environment. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because y'all been through it. I certainly been through it. But yo, like I said, to end it on a positive note, what we was talking about, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We learned that since we was kids. And it's a simple idiom that explains about, you know, like pompous people like Dame Dash. arrogant. But anyway, it's a simple thing of if something is working satisfaction, it works. This works. There's no reason to change it. Leave it alone, auntie. You messed the dish up. That food, that pie, man, your pie used to be the bomb. Now you on some bull crap, man. But yeah, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If things are working satisfactorily and it's getting the job done, you could probably tweak it a little bit if it's making it better. But don't tweak it because you want to see what's going to happen. No, if you don't know what's going to happen, then leave it alone until you know for certain. Because one thing we know for certain is that this works. But your chemistry stuff, we don't know if that works yet. You could tell people, well, here's the original. See, that's what Auntie should have did. She go, here's the original one, but here's this new one. I want you to try this one too. But this is the one I know I always do. Wouldn't that make more sense? Because now you're giving them a choice. But when you don't give them a choice, where you don't make that one, you just make this, they like, damn. All right, y'all. Peace.